Right. Clause 6.1, planning actions to address risks and opportunities. General, here is the thing. Everyone going for ISO 2701 hits Clause 6 and does the same thing. They read the word risks, their eyes light up, and off they go to build a risk register. Beautiful spreadsheet, color-coded, somebody's put conditional formatting in, so the high risks go red. Gorgeous. And they read straight past the word opportunities like it isn't even in the sentence. Cute. So let me tell you what the clause actually says, because it's short, and that's the problem. Small clauses get skimmed. When planning your information security management system, you shall consider the issues from Clause 4.1. That's your internal and external context, and the requirements from Clause 4.2. That's your interested parties, and then you shall determine the risks and opportunities that need to be addressed. 3 reasons to give assurance the system can achieve its intended outcomes, to prevent or reduce undesired effects, and to achieve continual improvement. You shall plan actions to address those risks and opportunities. And here's the bit nobody reads. You shall plan how to integrate and implement those actions into your management system processes and how to evaluate their effectiveness. That's it. That's the whole subclause of 2 paragraphs of standard and about 6 months of pain if you get it wrong. Now, let's talk about Dave. Dave works at a small SaaS company, 40 people maybe. Enterprise customers are starting to ask for the certificate, so the board has decided that ISO 27001 is a Q3 objective, and Dave has been volunteered. Dave is head of engineering. Dave now has a second job he did not apply for. So Dave does the sensible thing. He downloads a risk register template, he sits in a room for 2 days, and he writes down every bad thing he can imagine. Ransomware, rogue admin, AWS region falling into the sea, someone leaving a laptop on a train. Sound familiar? 2 days of solid work, and every single line in that spreadsheet is a way to lose. Not one line is a way to win. And that, right there, is where most companies quietly fail this clause. Not dramatically, not with a major nonconformity and a bang, they fail it by producing something that is technically half of what was asked for and looks complete because it's long. Here's my distressingly honest tagline for the average risk register: 40 tabs of things that will never happen, maintained by one person who has stopped believing in any of it. Painful because it's true, isn't it? Watch. Let's ask what an opportunity actually is in this context, because I think that word confuses people. It sounds like marketing language dropped into a security standard, and everyone's brain files it under fluff. It isn't fluff. An opportunity is any change you could make that improves your ability to achieve the intended outcomes of the system. So for Dave's SaaS company, sit with the 4.1 issues for a second. Fast growth distributed team, heavy reliance on a handful of cloud providers, enterprise buyers with security questionnaires that arrive on a Friday afternoon and ruin the weekend. And the 4.2 requirements: customers want assurance, regulators want lawful processing, investors want the company not to blow up before the next round. Now look at that and ask a different question. Not what could go wrong, what could go right. Consolidating 3 overlapping tools into one, so there's a single place to switch a lever off. Automating access reviews, so nobody spends a day, a quarter screenshotting admin panels, building one honest security page so the sales team stops answering the same 40 questions by hand, getting logging into a state where you'd actually notice an incident rather than hearing about it from a customer. Every one of those improves the system's ability to hit its intended outcomes. Every one is an opportunity in the sense the standard means, and not one of them appears on Dave's spreadsheet because Dave was only asked to imagine disasters. Now here's the part that separates a system that works from a folder that exists. The clause doesn't stop at determine. It says plan the actions, integrate them into your processes, and evaluate their effectiveness. Integrate, that word is doing enormous work. If your action lives in a document that gets opened once a year, 3 weeks before the audit, by a person sighing, it is not integrated, it's decoration. If the action becomes a ticket in the backlog with an owner, a due date, and a definition of done, that's integration. If access review shows up in your onboarding and offboarding runbook rather than in a policy PDF nobody has opened since it was signed, that's integration. And evaluate effectiveness means you decide upfront how you'll know it worked. Not whether it was done, whether it worked. Those are wildly different questions and only one of them is interesting. Another honest tagline. This one for the ISMS that never got integrated. A perfect paper trail describing a company that does not exist. Bless. Now, quickly, to place this. 6.11 is the general clause. It's the framing. 6.12 is your information security risk assessment process, and 6.13 is your risk treatment, the Annex A comparison, the statement of applicability. Those two get all the attention because they've got the process detail and the paperwork. 6.11 is the clause that decides what those two are pointed at. Get 6.11 wrong, and you run a very rigorous, very well-documented process on a badly framed set of concerns, precision applied to the wrong target, and an auditor asking a simple question, where did this come from? And the honest answer being, a template and a Tuesday. Look, I'm not a lead auditor. I'm a bloke who reads the standard properly and notices when people are performing compliance instead of doing it. And this is the clause where the performance starts, because it's short enough to skim and vague enough to fake. So here's your dare. Open your risk register right now. Count the lines. Then count how many of them describe something you want to happen rather than something you're afraid of. If that second number is 0, you haven't done clause 6111. You've done half of it, twice as thickly, and called it thorough. Go and write the other half.